Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our show, Second Home India. Teeth are a very integral part of our face. Not only do they lend us our 1,000 watt smile, they also help us to chew our food, which is an important process for digestion. Today, we are at the Indian Dentist Alliance of Kuwait. Their annual function is going on, and we are covering that for you. We are in conversation with Dr. Jitendra Ariga. He's the president of IDAK. Welcome to our show, Doctor.
Thank you so much. And thank you for coming over here.
It's our pleasure. It's been a great evening. Could you tell us a little bit about the Council of IDAK?
See, IDAK Council is the main decision-making body. So we are a team of 8 members. So who is elected by the members during an AGM, that's annual general body. The term of the council is 2 years. So we have 8 members, starting from the president, vice president, general secretary, 2 joint secretaries. We have a treasurer. Also, we have a president-elect and an immediate past president. So this council selects the committees. They form the executive to run the show.
And there were 2 new publications released today. Tell us something about that.
So this was our decennial year. So we had to come up with one extra publication to show our memories during all these 10 years. So that was called as the memoir, which we named as Footprints IDAC at 10. So which depicts how we walked through the path during last 10 years. Okay, so basically it reflects all our activities during 10 years, and it is based on like community activities, sports activities, scientific activities, and so on. And also we have given a section for the ones who worked behind the scenes. So ones who don't get the recognition. So those are the ones who walk the extra mile, who put the extra efforts. So this book will be a memorable one. It's a gift that we are giving to all the members. The second publication is our regular publication, which happens once in 2 years, which is known as Oral Health Guide. So Oral Health Guide is based on a theme. The theme that we have chosen this time is lifestyle and oral health, because many oral diseases are related to lifestyle, like general diseases, and most of these diseases can be prevented by changing simple lifestyle habits. So that's what we have concentrated in this publication. And this Oral Health Guide, since last 3 issues, we translate them to Arabic. We have 10 articles in English which are translated to Arabic by our Arabic translators, who are also dentists, so that people get to read in both languages.
So where are our viewers going to find this Oral Health Guide? It looks like a very important publication.
It is ready now. So it will be issued to all the schools, all the public places, all the clinics all over Kuwait. So you can have a copy today.
That's great. Thank you for the service you do. It's really important what you do for our society. Tell us something about the speech by Professor Hegre at the Gulf University tomorrow.
So Professor Hegde, Padma Bhushan Professor Hegde, we were very lucky to get him. Okay, because it was a very short notice when we approached him, and to our astonishment, he agreed to come. So when we decided to have him here, yes, we thought, yes, he's an eloquent speaker and a very good scholar. So we can't do justice to him unless you give a sufficient space for him. So, and we wanted the public to have benefit from this opportunity. So what we did is, as IDAC alone, we may not be able to reach the entire community. So we joined hands with IDF, Indian Doctors Forum, and also Kuwait Kannada Kuta, so to form a public event in his honor. That's going to be tomorrow at Gus Auditorium, Gulf University of Science and Technology at Mishref, starting from 9:30. And he will be talking on lifestyle for better life. And we are given him 1 full hour to talk on the topic, followed by an hour of interaction with the audience. So which should be very interesting. Yeah, so we would like people to be there tomorrow. So you guys should be there if possible.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a great opportunity for the people in Kuwait, and I hope they use this. Thank you so much for what you've done for us.
Thank you so much, and thank you for coming over here and covering our event. Thank you.
It is with extreme delight, pleasure and excitement that I bring to you Professor Hegre, a recipient of the Padma Bhushan Award. He is here in Kuwait to help us live our lives healthy. Welcome to our show, Second Home, sir.
Thank you very much.
There's so much I'd like to talk about. I'm not sure if we can cover everything. But first, I'd like to talk about your achievements in life. I mean, tell us something about the article that you'd written about coconut oil.
Well, I was convinced right from beginning coconut oil is the best food for man, because the base of coconut oil, which is called the fatty acid, is the same as mother's milk. And mother's milk cannot be bad for anybody. So coconut oil cannot be bad. And as a matter of fact, if a child doesn't have a mother in the first year of life, when it's an infant, the food, baby food, must have only coconut oil base. If you put any other oil, the baby will die, because the 1 year, up until 1 year, the baby doesn't have pancreatic lipase. So the fat has to be digested in the saliva. And the only 2 things in the world who get digested by saliva are coconut oil and mother's milk. So if that is the thing, and the base is, fatty acid is sodium monolaurate. And sodium monolauric acid is the base of human immune system. So that's why nature has given us, God has given us mother's milk to protect us in the initial stages with the immune system. So coconut oil is given for rest of your life. So it must be good. So I wrote it. Despite the fact that the whole world was shouting from housetops that fat is bad and coconut oil is very bad because it's saturated fat. I wrote then that saturated, unsaturated fats are artificial classification, created science, and it's not the real science. And this was when 1965. And I had to bear a lot of criticism. And I was hated in the world community. But I persisted and persisted and persisted. I'm very happy to know that now the world believes that I am right and they are wrong.
Accepting. Wow.
And the other day I was in the United States of America. I saw the Costco, the biggest company which sells these things in America. Half their building is called Coconut Building.
Wow.
And it's all coconut oil, coconut water, coconut milk, coconut kernel.
A lot of Alzheimer's patients are now being treated.
Now the treatment for Alzheimer's is being tried with coconut oil, because coconut oil gets digested in the mouth and gets digested to ketones, not glucose. All other energy food gets converted to glucose. And the dying brain cells, which are the cause of Alzheimer's, cannot take glucose. But they can take ketones. And ketone is the energy source for the dying cells. And the reports, though they can be called anecdotal by the Western scientists. Now Western science itself believes anecdotal experience is better than the RCT experience that we base as evidence based. So coconut oil is being tried in the treatment of Alzheimer's disease.
Tell us something about the book you'd written, What Doctors Don't Get to Learn in School. How controversial was that?
Oh, that was very controversial, because I was hitting at the very root of medical education. Because having been a student of medicine, and it's now how many years since I joined the medical school? 1956 I joined the medical school. And my idea was to study and understand the human body and study and understand human illness and human wellness. And would you believe even today, I am not happy. I am still a student trying to understand. Because there is a hell of a lot that we don't know. What we know is about 5% of what is to be known. And we deal in that area as if we know everything.
Yes.
But not knowing 95% of what's happening in this world. And that's the curse of science, unfortunately. But then I said, this is a book I must write.
I
So
believe that book was then declared as the holy text of medicine.
It was condemned in India. Actually, it was condemned so badly that they almost wanted to ban the book. But then the book was reviewed by the British Medical Journal's then editor, Richard Smith. Richard Smith is a very talented editor of the British Medical Journal for 25 years. And then the then health minister, Nick, and he wrote a beautiful review of the book.
Wow.
So it was a good success, and it's in this 5th edition now, doing very well.
You know, we could talk about so many other articles that you've written and so many other books. But now I would like to move on to, for our viewers, something for them. Like, what do you recommend is a health tip? What is a good health tip for them?
Well, you see, now quantum physics tells us the human body is just the human mind. Human body is not solid as you think it is. Matter is not made out of matter. Matter is made out of energy. So your body is energy. And this energy is your consciousness. And that's your mind. So if you can keep the mind healthy, your body must be naturally healthy. So it's very, very easy to keep yourself healthy by just keeping a mind which is absolutely healthy, which I call as a healthy mind. And my plea is for education system to change all over the world, to not prepare a wealthy career at the end of education, but that's okay, it's good, but a healthy mind at the end of that.
Yes.
And I have my own definition of healthy mind, because we have changed the definition of health. The alma mater definition of health, saying that absence of mental, physical, psychological, this is impossible to attain, as Richard wrote so beautifully after the thing. But we have a working definition of health, which is now slowly being accepted by the IOM, Institute of Medicine, and that is enthusiasm to work.
Right.
You must get up in the morning and say, do I want to go to work or do I have to go to work?
There's
If
a
the answer
difference.
is, if I want to go to work, you are healthy. If the answer is, I have to go to work for the salary, you are not healthy.
Right.
The next question is enthusiasm to be compassionate. What are we here for? We are here for others. And that's the essence of our existence on this planet. If you ask yourself, where did I come from? You don't know. Where am I going? You don't know. What am I here for? For the benefit of others.
Very profound.
As so beautifully put by D.H. Lawrence, our ingress into this world was naked and bare. Our progress in this world is trouble but care for others. Our regress from this world will be nobody knows where. But if you do well here, you will do well there.
Well
so you don't
said.
have to worry about death also, because if you do well here and try to help others, that's why I tell my students a formula. Each one of you reach at least one life. So life is not to enjoy and make money and look after your wife and children. That's not life.
Right.
Life is to be useful. Life is to be authentic. Life is to be of some use to others, so that you have touched another life,
Right.
to show not only you have lived well, but you have let others live well.
Right.
And this
Professor-
formula, if you have, you are very healthy.
Right. Professor, you mentioned something about keeping your mind healthy, and I think the biggest, हिंदी में कहावत है, कहते हैं कि सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग. There's a lot of stress involved in society. क्या करेगी? A lot of people wanting to do what they do, but they don't end up doing it because they're worried of what other people might think. And I love your analogy once you've said about the monkey and the tiger story. If you could tell us that.
No, it is very simple. You see, what is stress? Stress is an integral part of life. Without stress, you will wither away and die. Supposing you say, I don't want any stress, I'll go to the Himalayas and I won't have stress, you will die. This is what happens to voodoo death in Africa. When once the chief of the tribe shows a bone and says you are a culprit, that man is shunned by society after that. Though of course he gets food, he gets accommodation, he can't live with his family in the outskirts. That's a nice house where he lives, but he doesn't live more than 1 week, because stress is important part of life, but distress is bad. The difference is, stress is a part of life which is good for progress. Distress is you bend unusually under stress. This is what most of us do. We live for others, we live for society, we don't live for ourselves. Supposing I am a monkey, if I accept I am a monkey, where is the stress? Supposing I am a monkey, I want to show to the world that I am a tiger. Every second I am stressed because I am worried whether my monkeyness will be seen by the society.
Right.
You know, a lot of people try to fool society, for example. You know, if my hair is all grey, I'll put dark color and look as it. You know, it looks so odd.
Yes.
Nature, you know, nature has, you can't overcome nature. And don't you allow yourself to be controlled by others. So you just do what you want to do. There's a beautiful saying in the old Indian concept. Vakevam kritevam sajjam, vakaivam kritevam durjanam. Say what you do and do what you say, then you are a good man and you have no stress. If you say something and do something else, and or do something else and say something else, so you are not a good man and you are stressed, distressed.
Right.
So that's why I say walk your talk and talk your walk. So you're fine.
Be an open book.
Be an open book and be yourself.
Right.
Don't sort of pretend to be someone else.
The word checkup. I know you have, asked people to be cautious about getting a checkup because you walk in as a person, but once you've taken that checkup, you walk out as a patient.
Good.
Right.
You said it. Actually, an American professor of medicine in the Yale University asked one of her brightest students, who is a patient? Do you know the definition of patient? Do you know what the boy said? A man or a woman who goes to see a doctor becomes a patient. The professor was shocked. And then she said, then when does he become a man or a woman again? The student said, rarely ever, if ever. So once you're caught in that web, you can't get out of that. It's like a cobweb, you're inside. Now the reason is very simple. Because we don't have what is called normal. What is normal blood pressure? I don't know. I've been researching blood pressure for 40 years. I've written a book on blood pressure. But if you ask me what is normal blood pressure, I don't know. I know the average blood pressure. There's a big difference between the two. What is the average blood pressure? We have been having various things, When I was a student, it was 160 by 100. Then after about 10 years, it became 140 by 90. I wrote to the international committee, why did you bring it down? They said, we have evidence. I said, where is the evidence? I couldn't find. Then after another 10 years, it became 120 by 80. I asked, where is the evidence? No evidence. Then it became 110 by 70. Would you believe the last 3 years, the JNC8, this is a committee, the holy committee that in America decides what should be your blood pressure. They have now decided the normal blood pressure must be 159 by 99 for a non-diabetic. For a diabetic, 140 by 90. This is what I wrote in my book in 1993. Because I wrote 160 by 100, they made it 159 by 99. Means the same thing at the end. It's like, the shoe is 999 rupees, which means 1,000 rupees. Right. So this is exactly what it is all about. And we only know the average, and we have converted the average into normal, which automatically, if you know little statistics, makes 25% false positive on either side.
Right.
So when you go for a checkup, for one parameter, you have about 5 to 25% false positives. And when you go there, they check about 700 parameters, so multiply 700 by 25. So whoever goes for a checkup can't come out
as
normal, unscathed. He becomes a patient. And today, almost every second American takes at least 5 tablets.
Oh, that's a sad story.
Yeah,
You're taking
almost
tablets
every
and not
second
really
man takes
recovering because you're told that it's a lifelong condition and you're always going to have it and you always have to eat this
This
tablet.
is another myth created by the industry. Because if you're giving treatment for a short illness like an infection, fine, nothing happens. But if you're taking treatment, chemical drugs for a long time, now we know what happens when you take a chemical reductionist drug. Somebody has tagged it with a chip and found out that